What is up, y'all? Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Friday trainings. I'm so excited to do this topic today because I talk to many of you who listen to this podcast or tune in for these trainings, and I often get a lot of questions about workouts. And frankly, I love working out. I love training in the gym. I love seeing what my body is capable of. But I think that sometimes I get too many questions on working out. And I don't think that your workouts matter as much as you think they do for the results that you want. And this is kind of a hard pill to swallow because the thing that is very, very trendy on Instagram, TikTok, social media are workouts, whether that's a reel that shows you 3 exercises for this or 2 exercises for that, or a workout you should do from home, a workout you can do from the hotel gym, a workout you can get done in 20 minutes. And that stuff is really trendy. It's stuff that you save to folders on Instagram. It's stuff that you send to your friends, say, let's do this together. It's stuff that targets body parts and different strength areas. And it's really, really hard to think that, okay, this isn't making as much of a difference as I wanted, because the thing about working out is that when you work out, you feel it, right? And so you feel like it's working. Whereas when you eat, we all eat and we don't feel anything happening. And so it's a tough belief to break. But the question, what workouts do I do to lose weight, is just the wrong question. If your goal is lasting fat loss, if your goal is losing weight for the very last time, if your goal is creating a healthy and active lifestyle, working out is absolutely a part of it. However, it does not matter as much as you think it does. And that's not just to say, like, oh, nutrition is 80% of the puzzle. Like, I don't want to put a percent to it because I truly don't know exactly how that math shakes out. And it's not that nutrition is 80% or anything like that. It's just the fact that we have misplaced the purpose behind training. So behind working out, we often think, well, I need to work out to, and what's the mantra, right? Eat less, move more, burn more calories than you eat, and you will lose weight. And those principles of what are called thermodynamics, which is how our body burns and maintains energy, are true. However, we don't just want to lose weight, we want to lose body fat, right? We want to look toned and lean and have like the curvature on our biceps and that sort of thing, right? And we don't get that by just eating less and moving more. You can absolutely lose a ton of weight by just burning as many calories as you can on the treadmill and eating as little as humanly possible. Trust me, I know I did that. And here I am telling you on the other side, that is not the way to go. You will run yourself into the ground just like I did and not get anywhere. It took me years more of trial and error to figure out where I am today, which is I move and I train because I love seeing what my body's capable of, and it has given me the shapely muscles and tone that I have. And I focus on all the other things that make the transformation stick. So let's talk about this. Just debunking the fact that you have been conditioned to believe that training and working out is to burn calories. So best fat burning workout, calorie burning workout, HIIT workout, cardio. And you've been conditioned to believe that your amount of sweat, how out of breath you are, how tired you are is a indicator of how good the workout was. And that is the indicator you need to measure when trying out workouts, which leads us to what? It leads us to trying the TikTok, the Pinterest, the Instagram, and we really are just kind of hopping around, not following a program, just really like wasting our energy because we're burning calories, but we're still not getting anywhere. And in fact, sometimes we burn so many calories that we're like, dang, I could eat these calories back. And then we eat our calories back, and then we definitely don't see progress. So we do not want to focus on burning calories with our workouts because that's not the function of our workouts. So look at it this way. When we create a caloric deficit with our nutrition, say if your maintenance calories, I'm just going to use like some simple math. Do not follow this by God, but just like simple math to draw an illustration. If your maintenance calories are 2,000 calories per day and you cut to 1,500 calories per day, that is 500 calories of a deficit each day. And across the week, that is 3,500 calories. And that's about a pound per week of calories burned, which is incredible. Burning 500 calories a day with exercise is like an hour on the treadmill. And so when it comes to creating a deficit, it's far easier to create a sustainable deficit through your nutrition than it is to create a deficit through just burning calories and exercise. And the most important thing of this as well is it is actually very futile to use exercise as a calorie burning endeavor rather than something that's actually going to make you a fat burning machine in the long haul. And that is best explained by our total daily energy expenditure equation. So there are 4 components that make up how our body expends energy. Our basal metabolic rate, so how many calories we burn just at rest, that's about 70% of the calories we burn in total. And we do that just by existing. We don't need to try. We don't need to do anything. Our body takes up energy to exist. And then our non-exercise activity, which is generally we quantify that with our step count, but really it's just like how much are we moving outside of traditional exercise. So me moving my hands right now is non-exercise activity. But basically we can quantify it with a rough step count to get an idea of like how much are we moving throughout the day. And that is about 10 to 15% of our energy expenditure. The thermic effect of food is number 3. So the thermic effect of food is how many calories does digesting food take, which is really interesting. It burns calories to eat calories. But the foods that do the most of that are single ingredient, whole, nutrient-dense foods like fruits, vegetables, starches, proteins, etc. And packaged and processed foods have the lowest thermic effect. So the more whole and nutrient-dense your diet is, the more calories you burn just digesting it. And then lastly, and that's 10% of our energy expenditure for the day. And then our exercise expenditure is last. And it's last because it's only 5% of our total caloric burn for the day. And that's our traditional intentional exercise. So if we spend that time trying to burn as many calories as we can, and it's only amounting to 5% of our energy expenditure, what good is that doing when we could do something that instead ramps up our thermic effect of food, non-exercise activity, and basal metabolic rate? Because the things that contribute to thermic effect of food are diet quality. We can put time, energy, and headspace into that. Another thing that contributes to it is non-exercise activity. So are we going on walks? Are we moving throughout the day? Are we just not sitting for 12 hours? And we could put time and energy into that instead of wasting time in the gym. We could play outside with our kids. We could go on a walk with the family. Like, how much better is that? And then basal metabolic rate is largely contributed to by the amount of muscle mass that we have. So while lifting weights does not burn more calories in the moment, having more muscle mass raises your basal metabolic rate, which is 70% of the calories you burn on a day-by-day basis. So the stronger your metabolism is, the less you have to work out to maintain your weight loss in the long run. And so it's really important that you are directing your focus appropriately to not focus on burning calories, sweating, being tired from your workouts, but building muscle with your workouts and being efficient in that. You really only need 30 minutes a couple times per week to really effectively build muscle if you've never strength trained before. And so with your workouts, what does matter? Number 1, that you're strength training. Number 2, that you're doing so in a reasonable amount of time. You're warming up appropriately so you're not hurting yourself, and that you have the 6 main motion patterns involved in your workouts throughout the week: a push, a pull, a hinge, a squat, lunge, and a carry. A push example is like push-ups, chest press, shoulder press, those sorts of things. Pull is like a lat pull down, pull-ups, assisted pull-ups, rows. Hinges are things that you hinge at the hips. So a hip thrust, an RDL, things like that. Squat, self-explanatory. You squat. Single leg, both legs, doesn't matter. Lunges, doing lunges. So walking lunges, stationary lunges, whatever. And then carrying, having actual grip strength. So like a farmer's carry or just a loaded carry where you're holding onto something, walking around. Those are the 6 main movement patterns that you want to make sure that you hit your whole body. And if you're hitting your whole body with strength training and progressing in your workouts by getting stronger, rather than running yourself into the ground and being super tired and sweaty and out of breath, you're going to see a larger increase in your basal metabolic rate, your ability to burn calories at rest, and you won't have to worry about what fun, fancy workouts you should do to lose weight. You can put TikTok away. You can put Pinterest away. You could focus on those basic, boring things for very short periods of time in your week and make much, much better progress in the long run. So just remember that your workouts do not matter as much as you think they do. And I will be here to remind you of that time and time again, and that the amount of time you need to spend working out in the gym is far less than you think it needs to be. I explain this to our clients and they're like, okay, cool. 30 minutes every day, right? And I'm like, no, dude. Like 2 to 3 times per week. On average, our clients literally work out 2 to 4 times per week, smarter, not harder, doing the right things, focusing on the other things that do matter, and seeing the best results. So if you like this, let me know. I, again, just really appreciate feedback, any and all, because it gives me feedback on what to speak more on here in these trainings, in these episodes. So please, please, please send me a comment, a DM, anything that is going to help me out with that. And if you did like this, let me know, and I will look forward to seeing you back here next week.